Today's lesson, take time for everyone. Now that may seem ridiculous, like how can I take time for everyone, but it is so important when announcing or beginning an announcing career. You definitely want to take time for everyone because you never know who those people are going to be in your future. They can come to play a big part later on in your life and you have no idea when it comes down to meeting. So the first impression is so important, so always take time for everyone. Don't act above anyone or you just don't have any time for them. That is one of the most annoying things out there, is when people just kind of treat it like, I'm too good for that, I don't have time to address that, I'm just busy, I don't have time to talk to you right now. Always have time. Always have time. I can remember many times doing major events where kids would come up to me at the end of the competition and want my autograph. What the heck would you want my autograph for? It's not going to do you any good, but instead, you know what? Be good to the kids, take time out of your day, and give it to them. Sign an autograph, talk with them, find out who their favorite person is, find out who their favorite athlete is. When it comes to announcing sports, you gotta take time for everyone because you never know how that can play effect down later on in life when these people might have a chance to actually hire you. You don't know that? You gotta treat it like this. Every contact is a future connection no matter what. And this has worked for me and it's backfired for me many times because sometimes I've gotten mouthy with someone and that person was in a chance to hire me later on, and even though I'm a professional announcer and I do millions of gigs all over the world, you know what? That one person, that one time, didn't have a good experience with me, and that one person, that one time, did not want to stay with me. See what I'm saying? So when my name came up to do the jobs, no, I kind of had a bad experience about that guy, and that's the deal. All right, you never know. It could be a future connection. This person could be working their way up. This person could be at the top of their game. I'll give you a great example. When I started many years ago back doing X Games as a live announcer at X Games. Well, when I first got hired, a whole different crew was running it. Nowadays, it's a whole nother different crew. But one of the people that came to work there is a boss of mine who's been a boss later on in life. She was an intern. She went to work at X Games. She had just started. She had no clout. This is when I first started. But I was at least being paid as she was an intern. Okay, well, it ends up, years later, she ends up running the show, and guess who she calls to announce? She calls me to announce for her because she knows she can trust in the job that I'm going to deliver as a professional announcer. So future connections are so important all the way down to it. You never know who you're meeting. All right, story for you. All right, back in 2002, I got given a pretty darn good job. I was the lead music director for the Olympic Winter Games in Salt Lake City, Utah for 2002. I'm hired to do this in 2001. The job entailed making a huge CD library with compilations of different types of music, all genres being represented. Make this music library, then hire every single one of the DJs to work that event, all right? So that was the job, to hire the DJs and make a music library. So I went out and started doing it. Making the music library, compiling music, finding out who are the best DJs, interviewing DJs I wanted to hire out there for the job. And so it came down to, I had a meeting with the heads of the figure skating community, okay? These are the people that are in charge of sport production for figure skating. This is 2002. I come in there guns a-blazing thinking that I know everything about music because I was relatively just kind of had an attitude, right? Came in there, and to the first guy who, I didn't even know who he was. For all I know, he could have just been observing the meeting. But I looked at him and I go, you know what, sir? I trust what my DJs like over what you like played in your venue any day of the week, bar none. Turned out, that guy was one of the top people with figure skating and sport production. My boss pulls me aside and almost fires me on the spot for that job. Here it is, my biggest job I had ever gotten. Salt Lake Olympic Winter Games, the lead music director, this massive job, things are looking up, I'm having kids, I want to supply a great life for my family. I get this job and I almost blow it by saying what I said to that man right there. I trust what my DJs want to play over what you want to play any day of the week, sir. Why did I need to go there? I didn't need to go there. And if I would have treated that in a different situation, I mean, look, it all turned out fine in the end. I did not lose the job over it, but when it came down to it, I was that close by making a mistake, not realizing who I was talking to. Okay, another story for you. All right, I was doing this major event in Chicago, and I'd been doing this event for this company for many years, for probably about 8 years, right? They're changing hands. Their whole production company is leaving. That means they're hiring different people to film, different people to announce, and it was my chance to make a smart decision and get in with them to begin with again, because they were changing, so there was no guarantee that the job I'd done for them for the past 8 years was going to continue on. So I'm at the venue in Chicago. It's the year before the new company's taking over. There's an event going on. This guy walks up to me and goes, "You need to be on the mic and say this, this, and this about what's going on right now." And I'm like, "Who are you? You're not even my director. I take my orders from the director, all right?" Did I have to say it that way? Turns out that same guy ends up making the call on announcers for not only the ESPN ESPYs later on, which is an event that I did for 6 years, right? Then makes the calls for the event that I still wanted to do. So did he choose me the first year? No, he did not. Because of the way I treated him with lack of respect, I didn't have time for him. I didn't know who he was. I should have done my research, asked him what his title was or what he was doing before the mouth off. Not even the mouth off, because does that even solve anything at all? All right, so you never know who you're gonna talk to. All right, so recap. Take time for everyone. Don't act above anyone. Always take time for everyone. It'll go a long way when it comes to announcing.